to step out for a few seconds, see you in action on stage, and we'll be right back.
This is the guy that made the $1 million in a day, the big product launch, John Reese. And I finally got to meet him, and that's what caused me to want to be an internet marketer. I thought, hang on, $1 million in 24 hours, who could do that sort of cash floating around the bank? Yeah, that's what I thought, I'm going to do that. That's what I want to do. Okay, so there's my first computer, that little one there. I'm just going to show you, this is like a little step back into time. And I'm going to be an internet marketer. I'm going to crush it. I run a $50 million a year business. I have 72 staff. I make $300,000 a year. Of course, I went spectacularly poorly. It was so hard. I couldn't believe how hard it was. And to make it even worse, my wife would come into the office, because I'd spend like 2-3 hours a night in the beginning, and she'd poke her head in and she'd say, "Are we rich yet?" I'm like, not yet, but I'm working on it. If you already have clients, here's a sneaky tip. Ask them what they want to buy from you. You go to surveymonkey.com, make a survey, and say, what do you like about our products and services? What sucks about our products and services? What do you wish we had that we don't have that you'd love to buy from us? And then they tell you. And then you make it and then sell it to them. I use surveys all the time. You can never have too much feedback. But online, when you have a client base, survey them. So if you're testing a site to see if you can sell it, you can put up a survey saying, oh, we're putting out an ebook on, children's blah, blah, blah. We're happy to send you a copy of it. If you could just tell us the top question you have about raising children. People fill out the survey. You get enough answers. Get someone to make the ebook. Sell it back to them. Or give it away to the people that fill out the survey. But now you know what works. All right. Alexa.com. You will want to write this down because it tells you everything about sites. You would not believe what it tells you. It tells you contact information. So you can contact site owner. It tells you clickstream, and demographics, keywords. So it tells you every keyword that people are using to get to that site. Would that be handy to know about your competitors? And would it be nice to know what sites people go to before and after your site? Okay, so this is really good, because if you know where they go before your site, you can advertise there and drag them across to your site. All right, Google Insights for search. You can Google that if you want to find it. It tells you if you're in a rising or declining market. It shows you by area. It shows you by time. It's a great tool. 3 days ago, so I was floating around the middle of your harbour on a boat on that little comfy cushion, and $7,500 arrived into my PayPal account. Is that cool? Like, this is real stuff, folks. Let's see some more. You want to see some more? Evan Pagan, he did a launch, did the same thing. I did a blog post before I hopped on a plane from Los Angeles to Sydney, and first in Google, made some money, and they sent me an aluminium MacBook Pro 13-inch, $9,756 for a blog post. This stuff works. Do you like this? Yeah. So, do you want to know some sneaky stuff? If you do everything I told you, and you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 listings on the first page of Google, do you think you might be able to make some money? All right. And if you're making like $100 a click and you're getting 40 or 50 clicks a day, is that cool? How about $144,000 in 3 weeks? Who could retire from the rest of the year if they could make $144,000? Bear in mind it's November, it's not really that hard.
Well, welcome back. We're here with James again, and our last segment here, the time that we have with you, we'd like to talk about the present and the future. And would love to get your thoughts and opinions of where you see the trends with online businesses and the internet. What's your thoughts on that? Where's it going?
I think to know where it's going, it's a good idea to have a look at where it's been. I would equate it to the gold rush. So when I first came into it about 4 years ago, it was the Wild West. There was no regulation. People were just making up anything they want. There was just the innovators in there cutting and thrusting and doing crazy stuff. Now you're seeing regulation with the FTC coming in the United States, regulating against all these fake blogs. There's a big social media revolution. A lot of people coming into the market, they think social media is everything, where in fact it's really nowhere near as big as people make out. It's much smaller than it is given credit for. So what you'll see is a big consolidation. There will be small to medium companies are going to come in and take out the market where these little backyard operators have been getting away with stuff that they shouldn't be getting away with. You'll see a little more regulation as the laws catch up with it. And you'll also see a real back to basics trend from the experienced people, because the very high level marketers have got incredibly complex tools and access to data that always gives them a huge competition. It's just like a rich and a poor society. Brand new people coming to the market are going to find it incredibly difficult compared to how easy it was the last few years.
That makes sense.
So they're going to have to find good information early, or they'll drown. And a lot of companies are going to go through a huge revolution where the good players will emerge and they'll be super strong. So like Google is now doing with Google Wave, that could come and crash out Facebook and Twitter and make it almost obsolete.
Wow.
And there'll be another thing come along like that. So the only thing that you really have to worry about going forward is mastering change and being highly adaptable. Like being able to just accept that next month the game's changed, this no longer works, that no longer works, this seems to work, so we're going to shift and we're going to go with that.
So if that's the way one is thinking, then what's at the core that doesn't change?
The things that don't change are customers' relationships. Like human beings are relatively unchanged for like 5,000 years. So you should always be basing your business around good quality information, like being a true authority with being real with your customers. That will never go out of fashion. I mean, the more genuine you can be, the more real you can be, the better relationship you can have with your client. The way that you communicate them, the channel might change, but the ethos or the core values and beliefs should still be intact.
Fantastic.
So list building, good content.
Well, I can see now why you have thousands of people who listen to you online and with your webinars. Is that right? By the way, where does one go to find out more about your services if they wanted some mentorship or plug into these webinars? Where do they go?
Probably the hub site that would point them to wherever they need to go is called internetmarketingspeed.com.
Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Internet Marketing Speed, we'll have that come up now.com, and that's where they can track you down.
They can.
No doubt we'll see you again in Dubai again in the future. Hope you've enjoyed your time here.
It's a fascinating place, yeah. I'm sure I'll be coming back.
You definitely are an internet guru in my eyes. Lots of words of wisdom. James, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Rich.